All right. Man, oh man. Whew. Guys, life is unreal. Unreal. I have come so far that it blows my mind. I have been, for the past couple hours, going back through my videos. And so what started this whole thing was, it was 4 years ago. It was in April or May. I can't remember, but anyways, it was 4 years ago when this YouTube journey started, when I made my first video and I was fucked up. Like, I'm sitting there watching these videos and I'm like, I had to stop at some point and I'm just like, holy fucking shit, I made it. I fucking made it. I survived and I saved myself. I literally saved myself. To have made it through what I made it through. And that doesn't, and so I'm watching more videos, and because what I'm trying to do, I'm being called. I'm not being, I've been called, and this is the direction I'm heading in, is to be able to do what I did for myself, and not to save other people, but to be that witness, that knows that you can save yourself, and to inspire others to save themselves. And so this was just like, I started watching these videos and I'm like, oh my god, I can't believe I made it through this. And that doesn't even include my lifetime of head injuries and drunkenness and drugged upness and fucked up shit that I've made it through. It's unfucking real. Like, I've healed so much, and like for the past year and a half, really, I've just been so focused on progression that I haven't looked back at any of this and seen 4 years ago that I was a dead man walking. And I literally saved myself. And so I got through, like, I'm just trying to skip through stuff in these videos because, man, I was documenting. I didn't realize how much I documented. And unfortunately, most of these videos in that first year, I just wrote the date in the title line, So, like, I'm having to go back and watch some painful stuff, man. I mean, some excruciatingly painful shit. Like, I mean, I had Bell's palsy. My face was going up. I had severe nerve issues, like tingling and shit. I had unbelievable brain fog. I had bouts of nausea. I mean, it just doesn't end. I can keep on going. It just doesn't fucking. And this video isn't about all that. It's just like, then I get later on where I started tying in, because when I would get these brain injuries, it would shoot me back to childhood. And again, guys, I never had any clue. Like, I never got opened up to, like, childhood trauma and abuse can cause anything. Like, and I even found the videos where I'm talking about, like, you know, it was never a thing, how it was just laughed at, and that if you survive something, that it was okay, that why are you talking about it? Why are you talking about that bad stuff? Why are you dwelling on the past? And that was the mentality my whole life. So, like, I buried this shit and buried it and buried it and just piled the shit on top of it. And I got to the point where I was starting to figure out, that because I was like, man, I was so timid when I started talking about this, like, because I had never talked about it before. And I'm like really timid in my videos, like, I just don't want to, I don't know if this is what's going on, but it's like every time I hit my head, I get brought back to like this flashbacks of my severe trauma and abuse at childhood. And I'm just like, oh my God, Richard, what? Like, I've progressed so far in guys. So this is my testament. That's what the word I was looking for, not witness. Testament is to be a testament for people. And so I have things in my life right now that are coming from multiple different angles that are requiring me to recall these things, like my journey, like in more detail than just like, because before I started doing this just now, excuse me, like you just can't, your brain literally blocks it out. There's not enough room for progress and to hold the details of the amount of abuse. And so what I'm thinking I'm doing here is I'm going to be learning how to edit videos, and so that way I can do snippets and show like my progression of as I realized and came to terms with and then vocalized, and then how this works. Like, guys, our society, our culture has so made it taboo, especially for those of us in our later years. I know these kids nowadays grow up and they got an idea of this. See, like, I'm moving energies. I'm not tired. This is what happens when energies move, guys. You yawn and all of this, but sorry, I'm just so scatterbrained. I mean, you wouldn't believe, like, my mind's blown right now at what I've gone through, and to be sitting here today, and then to have healed myself so unbelievably quickly and so effectively in, like I said, it's been probably a year and a half, really a year, at least a solid fucking year to a year and a half, where I've really not dwelled on any of this or thought about any of this and just did steady progression. And so that means, if that's the case, in less than 3 fucking years, I healed myself from traumatic brain injury, from traumatic fucked up spinal injuries, and everything that entails from brain fog to nausea to forgetfulness to severe social anxiety. I forgot I couldn't even go out in public. I mean, at the beginning of that whole thing, I didn't even talk to anybody. Like I shut myself in my house and fucking knew, like, oh my God. And then to think of how I denied all of the shit I went through for my whole life and didn't realize it till, okay, so that was 4 years ago. I'm 40, I think I'm 47 now. So 43 years old, almost 44 years old, that I didn't even come to terms with the abuse I went under as a child. And so what I'm getting at is all of these brain injury, everything I put myself through, the alcoholism, the whole fucking adult life and middle teens to adult life of just doing everything I could to forget, and put my past, and because of the gaslighting of the group of people who all thought the same way. Oh, don't talk about your past. Don't, your past, you made it. What didn't kill you made you stronger. And it, man, that can't be further from the truth. But yeah, these kids nowadays, at least they have in their ears and in their consciousness of this trauma and abuse and how it affects you, and they're at least not participating anymore in this shit, but like older people, oh man, like we didn't have that, man. Even people in their 30s, that shit didn't really start coming out till the fucking mid 2000s, and then not really hard till the late 2000s, like 2010s, mid 2010s, and so yeah, so I'm getting to I'm realizing, like, my mom was so possessed with, I mean, there's no way, like, I'm sitting there watching these videos where I'm first coming to terms with the abuse that she did to me, and I'm like I had to stop. I had to stop. It was just too much. It's unbelievable what I survived, and it was unbelievable. Like, I'm sitting there watching, and I'm like, my mom hated me. My mom straight up hated me, because there's no way you can treat somebody like that, especially your own child. I mean, in a child, guys, that abuse started at like 8 years old. And by the time I was 11 10, 11 years old, and my stepdad moved out, it got so fucking bad, like gnarly, man. Like gnarly shit, dude. Like, there's no way you can do that to somebody and your own kid. Unless you hate them or you were possessed. And I think it's a combination of both. Because I had, caught my mom acting, she was acting like she was being abused by my stepdad. And then she'd come to us after, hours of like sounding like a goddamn war going on downstairs, and then and squeeze me and my brother and act like, oh, I'll keep you safe, oh, Jesus loves us. And then the cops would come, and then she'd play that whole thing for them. And so we witnessed this. And then, so anyways, I'm saying that because, I was like 7, 8 years old when that shit would happen. And then I found the video where I first started talking about that and how I caught her. I caught her, and man, that memory just burned into my fucking brain when I first caught her. And because me and my brother would hide upstairs scared as shit, because she would tell us. It was so, like, my mom was such a fucking pathological fuckface. And I mean, bad, guys, bad. Like, there's no fucking way in hell that you don't do this unless you are an evil, evil motherfucker, or you are just given over to possession. And I honestly, I lean towards both, because, I lean towards the narcissistic, getting whatever you wanted, and playing everybody like a fiddle. And it didn't matter who got hurt along the way. And then the demon possessed, evil, toxic feminine. And I can't blame it completely on one or the other. Like, because she got what I see how she got what she wanted. Through her whole life, she was able to manipulate every fucking situation, lie to everybody, and make me her scapegoat, and turn everything on its head, and cause so much confusion for me. I mean, she had her narrative laid out for everybody else, but for me. And when I caught her, I got brave one day because something didn't seem right. And I got brave one day, and I peered around, and I saw her faking everything when, those abusive situations go on with my stepdad. And I saw her throwing herself across the room and screaming, "No, Jeff, don't do that. Ow! Ow, don't do that. Don't do it." And he's just standing there. And I'm like, I remember as like an 8-year-old for the first time witnessing that. And that is when I lost all respect for my mom. That is when my major shift happened. That is when I went from being her little man to being her victim. Her victim. Because at 8 years old, my stepdad would come and go. Obviously shit was bad between them. And so at 8 years old, when I first saw that, and then I didn't know, like, I didn't even remember. I thought it was just that one time, but in my videos, like from 4 years ago, I start going into how I had gone and looked several times, many times. And now, I'm like, oh my God, I did. And I did it because I couldn't believe what I saw the first time. It was just too much for my young mind to be able to comprehend. And that is so, oh my God, man, what a fucking mess. And that is how trauma and abuse happens. Like, we block it out. Like, I literally, guys, in the past year and a half have forgotten this shit. Even when I made this video, just recently in the past few weeks of whatever that I was recalling of my abuse or whatever I went through. I can't even remember now. I didn't recall this stuff. Like, watching these videos from 4 years ago when I was first having to let this out because of my concussion, and it was just fucking this shit was replaying like a fucking record on replay, just over and over and over, and like I couldn't get away from it. In my whole life, I had, God, dozens upon dozens upon dozens upon dozens of concussions in my life between the ages of 15, 16, 16 to to like 32, maybe 33. Then I had that major one at 35 when I moved in with my brother. And then I had, so, they just haven't ended. And every time I would have a concussion, this shit would play in my mind. And I thought I was going crazy, and because I was in complete denial. And so I never told anybody. And until at 44, I had to start figuring this shit out. And that's when I started coming to terms. And anyways, just to watch myself in these videos from 4 years ago, actually coming to terms that, oh my God, this is where my problems lie. And so I'm making this video because I want to relay and hopefully spark in other people that, guys, if you're having issues, if you are having and experiencing shit that you just don't understand in your life and you can't get a grasp on it, it is coming from unhealed trauma and abuse as a child. And the most important thing you can do is jump into child work. And I have things in my life right now that brought me to this point tonight to start watching these videos, because I knew I needed to remember how I went about breaking through these barriers. Because like I said, in the past year and a half, I've been so about my progress and my journey that I forgot how far I've come and how I did it. Exactly how I did it. Even though I've made these videos, like the videos I've been making recently aren't even touching, like barely even touching the surface of what I've been through and how I've done it. And so by relaying these things, fuck, God damn. And this is why, like, I'm getting these physical reactions right now. And it's because that childhood trauma and abuse is so bad. We have to our brain, guys, our bodies, our biological systems literally shut these things out because it's impossible to live in. And, that's why I become alcoholics, drug addicts, food addicts, sex addicts, all of these different things, to have to deal with these things. But my mom, man, my mom is an evil. My mom's almost 70 fucking years old. I think she's 19 years. Yeah, she's 19 years older than me. And if I'm 47, I was born in 79. I think I'm 47. So that would make my mom 66 years old. My mom's 66 fucking years old, still holding on to her fucking narrative, to her storyline, her lies and manipulations. And I can only imagine how that shit's got to be just creeping in on her and tearing her body apart and her mind and her fucking heart, to know that she sold her fucking soul for a narrative so she could play and live in La La Land and have this little life that she had created for herself. For what? She got 20 years? No, she got with that fucker. She got with that fucker, Dave. And I'm sorry, Dave, he passed like last year. Dave wasn't a fucker. He was just a beta male that fucking got ran over like a cocksucker by my mom. And she did that shit on purpose. Oh my God, my mom is such an evil motherfucker, man. And see, the thing is, okay, I'm going to point something out, because I'm figuring these things out again as I go. It is both the narcissistic, ego side of her, but the possessed side of the toxic feminine, which I think was Lilith, that she was dealing with, that caused her to pretty much kill me, kill my authentic self, or at least bury it enough. Like I said in one of my videos, she couldn't touch my fucking spirit because I hid that motherfucker. I made sure that motherfucker, she couldn't touch that son of a bitch. And I mean, she would have fucking killed me. If she would have fucking killed me. And so the reason I say, okay, so I'm going to explain this. Whew, man, this is wild, dude. This is wild how this shit works. How our brains block everything out. How, like, we literally can't handle, like, having all of this and make progression. Like, it's all got to be healed. And I've healed all this. But it's just like I'm dealing with people right now and being called into purpose in a manner in which I'm having to go back and and look at this stuff, and it's not me rehashing, it's just literally like, wow, like the amount of years where every single day, every single moment of every single day was nothing but abuse is just, how do you survive that? And so that's a testament to the human spirit, to that spirit, to that strength within inside of us. And then, so getting back to how I know that this was both the narcissist ego of my mom, the willful choosing of her to take the path that she did, but also the possession by Lilith, which I'm pretty sure it was Lilith, the evil, toxic, feminine possession by Lilith, to be able to, because the only reason Lilith could do that is by her constantly choosing and giving herself over to her desires, to her fleshly desires, okay? And so what I'm getting at, because what just came into my head just now, talking this out, is that she literally Lilith literally occupied her being and would come in and out of her through the past however long, until now she's 66. She's used up. I think she moved in with my little sister, we call her Little Tina. She's just like my mom. My mom passed everything down onto her. And this is unfortunate, guys. Like I would, dude, if my mom came to me right now and admitted the abuse and admitted everything, but like I'm watching my videos from 4 years ago and I'm talking about how I had over the course of my life had come to her multiple over and over again to try to talk to her about the pain and the hurt, and she would just turn it right around on me. I mean, that's the definition of narcissist. And so to be 66 years old now, for her husband to have passed last year, for her living and moving in with my little sister now, that bitch has to be so racked with disease and with pain and with, oh my God, I can only fucking imagine. I can only fucking imagine, because Lilith has nothing to do with her anymore. Lilith used her up. All her demons that were possessing her and taking advantage of her and working through her to cause havoc and manipulations and lies and bullshit and all of this stuff, they have no use for her anymore. They're gone. It's all her now. In her narcissistic self that refuses, that is clinging to the lies that gained her that 25 years, 26, 27 years of fucking the good life, right? After she had put everything on me, and she had the opportunity and she took it, and she, like a vampire, went and married that guy Dave because she knew she'd be able to control him. And I mean, this is just vicious, guys. This is nasty. And so I'm sitting here thinking of my mom now, and I'm like, oh my God, she's 66, going on 67 years old, almost 70 fucking years old, still holding on to her lies for dear life, instead of coming to me and making shit right and opening the door for her own healing. She would rather writhe in agony and do the woe is me game with whoever the fuck still talks to that stupid lying cunt and believes her fucking lies and still is perpetuating her bullshit by just even associating with her. And she would rather be on all her fucking medications or whatever she's fucking doing to kill the pain of her physical and mental fucking anguish, in emotional anguish she's got to be going through every moment of every fucking day. And I hope it's wreaking havoc on her in her dreams at night. I hope it's just fucking eating her alive. You know why? Not for my selfish reasons. For the reason of this, we need healing across the fucking land. We need healing across the fucking generations. This shit has got to stop. And the only way it's going to stop is for these cocksuckers who have done this fucking kind of abuse to fucking come out and ask for, to realize and admit what they did and ask for forgiveness. Because until then, they are perpetuating these energies. They are still putting out into the collective these fucking energies that are holding the collective down and not allowing and opening doors for others to heal. Because you think about it, think about how it affects my little sister. When I moved in with my little sister fucking 12 years ago and I have that brain injury, and you abandoned me. And I'm like, the fuck are you talking about? 16 years old. You were like 2. I wasn't your father, and I was just severely abused. My mom never. Don't you talk about my mother like that. And I'm like, oh my God. So think about the confusion in the shit that, like, she ruined my whole sister's life. She basically used my little sister as a pawn in her game to be able to have the life that she wanted. That's the kind of shit, the narcissistic Lilith shit my mom did. And now that Lilith and all these other cocksucking demons are out of the way and are done with her and have ran her into the ground, she's sitting there all by herself in her little fucking place with my sister and just doing the woe is me game and the fucking, oh, I'm just a feeble old woman and my son doesn't love me. He's got problems, and whatever the fuck she's doing to keep this narrative going. And what I'm trying to say is, I hope that this shit is eating her alive and will eat her to the fucking grave. Because she doesn't, look, with the amount of abuse and lies and manipulations somebody like my mom has passed down and done and fucked how many lives up. Like I said, the way she controlled my other sister, my brother, our kids that this shit got passed down to, the people that extend out, that who knows that she spread this to, which is everybody. And it's like, by taking this one action of admitting and facing the truth, the harsh truth, she will affect so much collective energy change and open so many doors for so many people that it's mind-blowing because of the amount of things throughout the years and the webs that she's weaved that have played into the subconscious of untold amounts of people. And then she would have a chance to heal. That bitch is never going to heal. No matter what she's doing, no matter what therapies and doctors and specialists and pills and natural remedies, and I don't care. None of it's going to work. Bitch, you are being eaten alive by your conscience. Your conscience, you're at death's fucking door. I got to make a video just for my mom. Oh my God. I got to make a video just for my mom. So that way I can give her a chance. I can give her a chance to recompense. She's got to have a chance to recompense. Oh my God. I went way out of left field on this video because it's just like, it's sparking things. Again, guys, like literally in 4 years, I've saved myself and created so much therapy for myself and progressed so far that most people never get there in a lifetime with dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of different specialists and therapists. I mean, what I've done is absolutely miraculous. It blows my fucking mind. And now I see why I'm being called to facilitate this kind of healing and to spark this life in others who are the walking dead, walking around like zombies, and yeah, I seriously, my life is not in vain, man. I seriously have a calling. And anyway, so where was I at? I got to make a video just for my mom. Wow. Yeah. I didn't even realize like all the webs she weaved and like the lives literally she affected. Cause like I forgive everybody, and I forgive my sister. I forgive all of this shit. And I forgive my family for denying my abuse, and I forgive it all. And because I come from the understanding of all the things at play, but I see that my mom holds a key for so many people. My mom holds a key. Oh my God, man, my mom holds a major key for like huge collective recognition and healing for so many people, and to unwrap these webs that were woven in that have bred confusion and things that don't make sense for so many people, and probably put divides on people. And man, mom, you really fucked up, dude. Bad, mom. Bad, mom. Oh, shame on you. Shame. I don't put shame on nobody, but shame on you until you fucking come to terms and admit it and ask for an apology. Bitch, you are fucked. You will suffer a slow, agonizing, fucking confusing death until you listen to your intuition in your soul who's screaming at you, you fucking cunt. Wow. Wake up. You're dying. You're on death's door, bitch, and it's not going to get any better. You are wasting away. You are wasting away, and it cannot be reversed until you fix what you did 40, 30 years. How long has it been? Goddamn, almost 40 fucking years ago. That's when the lies started, at least on my part. God knows. I don't know. Oh my God. I got to make a video just for mom. Sorry, guys. This was not supposed to be about my mom. This is supposed to be about how I'm being open up to this healing journey, and how I just or how I'm being opened up to facilitate healing for others, and not as a healer, I'm going to heal people, but as someone who can shine the light to even, I mean, man, guys, like I can only imagine the millions upon billions of people throughout the world that are in the dark like I was 4 years ago and suffered their whole life and are dying. And man, it's just so wrong, man. Oh my God, it's so wrong. It's so wrong. Mom, you hold a key. You hold a golden key for so many fucking people, man. Pull your head out of your ass. You selfish cunt. Pull your head out of your ass, man. Do something for somebody else and not in a virtue signaling way, you fucking selfish bitch. But I guess this is good, man. I guess you guys can see, like, I mean, you see my progression. You see how I've been handling my childhood through these videos now. But like going back and watching, like you realize like the pain that these people cause. Guys, look, I passed an unbelievable amount of trauma onto my children. It is not even funny. It is not even funny. I passed so much trauma down to my kids and fucked my kids up so bad. So I am not saying in any way, shape, or form that, I'm holier than thou. All I'm saying is that at some point in time, you have to admit and say what you did in recompense, because otherwise it's going to kill you, and it's going to lock everybody that was in your field, that you involved in your bullshit. It locks them in and enslaves them to your untruths. And so, yeah, guys, if you have not done any child work, I don't care how nice of a family, I don't care how spoiled you were, it doesn't fucking matter. Just because you were spoiled and maybe your parents had money and they spoiled you with all this shit, you still didn't get the love and attention and the humaneness and the guidance of what this life is, the gift that this life is. And child work is extremely important. If you've got confusion, if you're dealing with anxiety, unexplainable depression, self-defeating behaviors, self-defeating thoughts, major, I mean, just about any physical issue, like any autoimmune condition, any of this. And my little sister, who she's living with, is loaded down with every autoimmune condition you can imagine. Fibromyalgia, PCOS, and she's had this shit since she was like 17 years old. I mean, it's fucking unreal, man. My mom has caused so much damage just that way she can live the life that she wanted. It's sad. This is very sad. But, oh my God. I'm just going to, I'm going to stop here. I got to gather my thoughts. I'm sorry that, wow. Take care of yourselves, guys. Nobody else will.